Good evening, everybody. My name is Bill Librera, and I am the proud principal here at Watchung Hills Regional High School. To begin tonight's event, we thought it would be helpful for all the returning families and as well as the newcomers to watch a video created by our local realty company to provide a glimpse of what it is to be a Watchung Hills Warrior.
I think our school is very unique where we are a large high school, but we make it feel small with all our offerings and our relationships. Our students come down the hall, they talk to our teachers, they talk to one another, and the size of our school allows us to offer so many different things that maybe some other schools don't have the flexibility of space or faculty to do. Watchung Hills is a comprehensive high school, and that means that we receive students from over a region. So we serve 4 different middle schools that come to our high school. Those are Warren, Watchung, Long Hill, and Greenbrook. So all of our students, we're all going through that same experience of getting to know each other and have the opportunity to learn and to meet new friends. I think we are able to accomplish a lot of things here that make us stand out, because not only are we fantastic in the core curriculum classes, we do have some unbelievable electives and offerings for our students to get immersed and to experiment so that they have the opportunity to open doors for them for the future years. What's great about our school is students don't come in with a game plan that this is going to be the only things that they can do. They have the ability to author their selections of courses, and each year the opportunities grow within the electives that they can take. We really pride ourselves on in-classroom experience here at Watchung Hills Regional High School, but at the same time we understand that there is so much to learn outside the classroom, and one way to do that is through our vibrant club offerings. We have around 60 club offerings annually that vary in interest levels and that come from student input. And what they range from is serving the community, bettering themselves in other different ways, or just topical events that are really passionate for our youth today. Our math club won state champion of the year. We have tremendous music performances annually. Our arts department is annually winning awards. If there is something that we do it to a great ability, but also we're not necessarily focused on achievements. We don't chase results. What we want to do is make sure that our process is correct, because once you have a great process and a foundation, you tend to achieve results. Seeing our student body support our athletic teams at big events and just seeing the school spirit that exists within Watchung Hills is an opportunity for really me to reflect and to know that I am in a great district. The staff here at Watchung Hills Regional High School is absolutely amazing. They transform, they work, they care for our students. They are here because they want to help students achieve and to grow. And one of the amazing things about education is that extraordinary things happen on ordinary days. Whether it's inside the classroom, through our club offerings, or our athletic teams, they have the ability to get involved in so many different ways here, find out things about themselves that they might not have known if they had just stayed within one lane. And that is why we want to make sure that we are listening to the needs of the students, the families, but also be receptive of what else is going on in job markets and in the colleges, and just to make sure that our students are prepared to take that next step. Our students leave Watchung Hills with confidence because they've been able to navigate their own path, choose things that they have interest in, and accomplish great things here.
Thank you to the Weiner Gardner Realty for making that video. And as you saw in the video, Watchung Hills is a special place, and we are excited to welcome your student in the fall. Tonight you will have the opportunity to hear from many of our administrators, and I'm sure that you will find the information both informative and engaging. Currently, we are in the 4th year of a board-approved 5-year strategic plan, and we can confidently say that your child will be the beneficiary of our commitment to improvement in all aspects of our high school, including academic, social, and post-secondary planning for all our students. Our school mission is to enhance, encourage, and empower. And we believe through a collective and collaborative partnership, students have the opportunity to become their best selves during their time here at Watchung Hills. It is our responsibility to continue to dedicate time and resources to ensure that we are always improving the instructional and co-curricular experience for all of our students here. Tonight you will be provided with a lot of information on our offerings here at the high school, but rest assured you will be able to view this presentation when we post it again on our website next week. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of the administration team here tonight by email or phone to answer those questions. But please know that we have a great team here, and we are focused and looking forward to partnering with you and your child. And now I would like to turn the presentation over to Mr. Reamer, our Director of Special Services.
Good evening and welcome to Watchung Hills. My name is Michelle DeReamer and I am the proud Director of Special Services here. Here at Watchung Hills, our goal is to provide the least restrictive environment for all students who require supportive services. Our continuum of programs offered here at the high school are in-class resource or in-class support, as some of you may know it, pull-out resource center classes, and our career academic resource experience program. Each student's individualized education program will be developed in collaboration with their sending district's child study team and discussed at the transition meeting. The child study team here at the high school consists of 3 school psychologists, 2 learning consultants, and 2 social workers. Each of our staff members in the special services is here to support the students' individualized needs. In May, we will be holding our annual joint CPAG meeting with the sending districts to answer any specific questions you may have about special education at the high school. Up here, you'll see my contact information. At any time, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jim Acquavia, Supervisor of English.
English classes at Watchung Hills help students think critically, communicate effectively. We advance these goals by reading, writing, and thinking about the core texts of each course. We place these books in conversation with each other and ask, in what important ways do these books cast light on each other? What questions do they raise? What do they teach us about worthwhile ideas, about the world, and about ourselves? What do they teach us about uses of language to argue, to inform, to entertain, and to enlighten? The 9th grade curriculum consists of these core texts, and they're connected by a common theme of journeys of growth and development. Students encounter characters both ancient and contemporary in fiction, poetry, drama, and nonfiction who leave home both literally and figuratively, encounter obstacles, develop insight, create new understandings of themselves, some new way of seeing themselves in the world. 9th grade English here at Watchung Hills consists of an instructional core of these 7 works of literature. The course also requires several thesis-driven essays, multiple short written responses, and vocabulary study for each marking period. It provides students with a strong foundation for higher order reading, writing, and thinking across the content areas, and it engages students in multiple individual conferences with their teachers over the course of the year to discuss their writing. Students are required to take an English class each year here at the high school for graduation, and we offer 3 levels of study: college preparatory, accelerated, and honors, with AP courses offered during students' sophomore and junior years. This guide is used for, this guide is used by grade 8 English teachers to recommend an appropriate level of study for each new 9th grader. The purpose of the 8th grade teacher's recommendation is to ensure the most suitable placement for each student. These teachers' recommendations have been notably accurate and consistent. We revisit level placements each year. These conversations take place with students at the start of the second semester, and teacher conferences with individual students about their level of study for next year will take place here at the high school over the next few weeks. English department electives provide students with an opportunity to take a deeper dive into material they might really enjoy with instructors who have specialized knowledge of these content areas. The electives available to ninth graders are Creative Writing 1, Journalism 1, and Comics and Graphic Novel. Creative writing and journalism offer terrific through lines for students into leadership positions as editors and staff for the Folio Literary Magazine and the WHRHS student newspaper. Comics and the Graphic Novel introduces students to traditional literary themes through the lens of comics. Students study heroes, villains, and memoir throughout the semester. We post our summer reading assignment and share it with the middle schools after spring recess. And our intention with summer reading is to engage kids with high-interest books that have real merit and that students can read independently with success. In closing, ninth grade English is a foundational course. It's one in which students develop confidence, knowledge, and skill. The course engages students with appropriately complex reading, writing, research, and inquiry tasks that support their learning across the content areas. And ninth grade English teachers are approachable and focused on helping students make a successful transition to the high school. Thank you for your attention. Mrs. Anita Bick will speak with you next about social studies.
Good evening. Thank you for coming today. I'm going to talk to you about our social studies program. The first thing that I wanted to talk to you about was we have 3 years of a requirement for social studies, but we have numerous electives that many of our students also take in all of the years that they're here at the high school, including their senior year. Your child will be taking our world history course, which is a really comprehensive, pretty daunting course as far as the amount of content goes, but our teachers are amazing, and they really enable our students, and I'll show you here, they really enable our students to be exposed to some information that they may not have received prior to coming into the high school. There's so much going on in the world right now. Well, there always is so much going on in the world, but this is where they have a chance to really learn about things outside of their own community and their own world, and then connect it to what is going on in their own lives. So we really kind of divided it up into a sort of global study of the world, as well as some of the major influences throughout history up until modern times in the development of different cultures and different societies. One of the things that is most important to us in social studies is, in addition to teaching all of the information that we find valuable for our students to know to go out into the world on their own, is that every lesson that they have, no matter what course it is, no matter what grade level they're at, we will infuse what we call our historical thinking skills. Children in our classes learn how to write properly because every job that they will someday be achieving to will have some sort of writing. And that's a very important skill for us to teach to our students. They will also learn how to voice themselves and be able to speak and express themselves in these classes. We want them to develop a confidence and to be able to support their ideas and beliefs with evidence and information. And we also expose them to the idea that their beliefs are valuable, but so are the beliefs of others. And so we will make sure we kind of try to open their minds to understand how other people are thinking as well. We also have the 3 levels, as most of our subject areas do. We have the honor/AP level, the accelerated, and our college prep. And as was already mentioned, the 8th grade teachers do a really nice job of placing the students, which is where it is best for them to be as they enter the high school. They're not stuck necessarily in that one level. Depends on interest, depends on their own needs and their own wants. And so it is a little fluid as they continue to go through the high school. We do base it on grade, but we also base it on a number of other factors. And that includes their, again, participation, their skills, their abilities, and so on. So I mentioned we have many, many electives. For 9th graders, we also offer 3 electives. Our Native American History course, which is a semester long. Our sociology, where they're really introduced to different ideas about our society and the world. And our social justice course, which is one of our newer courses, which really helps students to appreciate others. That is a year-long course. And as you can see, as they get into 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, there's a whole selection for them to choose from as well, depending on their interest. My contact information is there, and now I would like to introduce Mr. Bertelli, our Supervisor of Arts and Co-Curricular.
Thank you, Ms. Spick. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? My name is Dan Bertelli. I have the privilege of supervising the arts department here at Watchung Hills, a department that offers a wide variety of activities and electives for the students. As high school students, the state of New Jersey requires each graduating senior to have 5 credits of art. And you might ask yourself, why study the arts? Well, the arts allows you many things, allows you to express yourself creatively, intellectually, emotionally. It helps students problem solve. It helps students provide opportunity of expression besides in other classrooms. So we really like to offer the students a different way to problem solve than in the normal academic setting, as well as expressing themselves creatively. In the visual arts, as freshmen, the students have 8 mediums to choose from: drawing, painting, photography, graphic arts, ceramics, sculpture, jewelry, and crafts. If a student is interested in the arts after college, I strongly recommend all freshmen sign up for the drawing class. Our drawing class helps students take their ideas from their brain and helps them transfer it onto paper. And that skill can transfer into many areas in our school besides just the art classroom. After this first level of electives, we offer a second level of each medium, an honors level of each medium as well, that all lead to the AP level. So no matter what medium the students are interested in, they have a chance to take an AP course to someday maybe get some college credits from the College Board. In our performing arts category, we have many skilled teachers as well. Just like in the visual arts, we have 3 levels of band class. Freshman concert band, all freshmen are enrolled in the freshman band. This helps the sending district students come together and learn to compose music and play music together as an ensemble. From there, there's an intermediate level of symphonic band and an audition level of band in the wind ensemble. We have chorus, 2 levels of chorus, and we also have a great music tech lab, which you saw some of the pictures in the video of students playing the electric guitar or mixing songs on the computer. This lab is a huge hit to students. We built it for students who are not instrument-based students or vocal-based students, but still have an interest in music, which we found out there are many in the school. These students record tracks, learn about sound engineering. In guitar, they learn how to play the electric guitar, and in piano, obviously, they learn some piano. Big hit with the freshmen. We also offer levels of multimedia production where the students learn about film and TV broadcasting. We have a phenomenal theater program, which, shameless plug, March 14th, 15th, and 16th, on this stage right here, we will be performing Pippin, the beloved musical. Please go online and buy tickets when they're available. We also have a tremendous wood arts program. Mr. Shower does a great job helping students read wood plans and design plans and turn them into their own creations using the wood tools. And you also saw some videos of our students in our culinary lab, which will help your students go from making a bowl of cereal in the morning, and then when they graduate, they'll be making Eggs Benedict for you after every morning, okay? Mark my words. So my name's Mr. Bertelli once again. We have a tremendous program for arts here that you cannot lose. Our teachers are phenomenal. The students learn to try things that they've never tried before. They learn to think outside the box. They learn to have an open mind about all of the arts in the world, and it can only better your child, have them have more experiences in the world. Without further ado, everyone's favorite supervisor of health and PE, Mr. Brad Comerford. And world language.
Thank you. Good evening. You're too tall. All right. Good evening. You take a look at the skills that you see on screen there. This is what we do in all of our levels of all of our language programs. This is what every student can anticipate will happen. And based on these skills, we often have to talk about proficiency. Proficiency is not fluency, and we're only in high school for 4 years. So you have to attain proficiency before you become fluent, and this is what proficiency looks like for us. It is a completely communicative approach to learning a world language. The students acquire skills, whether they be grammar skills, the ability to talk about different aspects of life, writing skills, and immediately use those skills. So that is how we define proficiency. We also participate in the New Jersey Seal of Biliteracy program. That program is for graduating seniors, but of course you have to start out as a freshman. As you build up to your senior year in your 4th year or 3rd year, depending on where you start in a world language, you can take a test, and if you pass the test and it becomes an intermediate mid-level of proficiency, that's how it is defined, you will receive an award from the New Jersey Department of Education stating that you are biliterate. What that means is you have an intermediate mid-level of English. You graduate high school here, you should be proficient in English, and also another world language. The important thing to know about the Seal of Biliteracy is you do not have to participate in one of our language programs in order to apply for the Seal of Biliteracy. In other words, we offer Chinese, French, Italian, and Spanish. But if you speak another language at home, and many of our students do, you can access the Seal of Biliteracy via that language. So, for example, this year we have about 60 students who will be graduating with the Seal of Biliteracy. 6 of them will have a Seal of Biliteracy in more than one language, and it can be everything from Russian to Ukrainian to Hindi, you name it. As long as you pass that test, you will have the Seal of Biliteracy upon graduation. Again, it is from the New Jersey Department of Education. It is not via Watchung Hills. Okay, so we talk about requirements. In New Jersey, you need to take 1 year of world language in order to graduate high school. Here at Watchung Hills, you need 2. So it's 2 years, 10 credits for world language. We have 4 main offerings: Chinese, French, Italian, and Spanish, and we have accelerated honors and AP programs throughout all of them. College preparatory work is mostly in Spanish and French. All of our level 1 languages are non-weighted, and freshmen usually come in levels 1 or 2. All right, that depends on their experience in their middle school, if they had access to the language in the middle school, or if they're changing languages, which is quite possible. Our groupings are the same as pretty much everybody's going to talk to you about tonight. Right? We have college prep, accelerated, and honors AP. Each one of them differs in the rigor and in the depth of the curriculum that we're able to go into, but you can take a look at that later, but we're all saying the same thing as far as what those 3 groupings mean. Our placement criteria is the following. We really don't have any historical perspective about incoming students, so we depend greatly on what the middle schools tell us, but that's also based on your academic performance. If you took a world language in middle school, how well you did. Student self-assessment, do you want to continue in that language, or would you like to attempt a different language? And of course, in conference with your guidance counselor and your parent to see what is the best option for you. This is what our flow chart looks like as far as the sequence of world languages. And if you want more information about any of the information you see on this screen right here, look at our website and go to our program of studies. There you'll get a much more detailed explanation of each level. English as a second language is also part of the World Language Program. We have an ESL program. It has 3 different levels: beginning, intermediate, and language immersion, and is for students whose native language is not English. And I'm Mr. Brad Comerford. If you need anything from me as far as placement for a world language candidate, please contact me. Email is the best way to get a hold of all of us. I am also the supervisor of health and PE. So after you become proficient in a world language, you get to see me in health and PE. Health is a course that everyone takes every year. Health 9 is the one your student is going to encounter when they first get here, and that happens the first half of semester 1, so in September. It's a 10-week course, and we call it Freshman Health, or Health 9, and there are 4 main topics. The one is mental health. That's a New Jersey state mandated program that we have to offer. We also cover substance abuse and prevention, sexuality, and harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Those are the 4 main topics. Physical education, our physical education program is meant to help students understand what overall wellness means, what fitness means, what it means to them while they're in high school, and what it should look like beyond high school. 9th grade physical education has 3 main components to it. One is wellness education, recreation education, and sport education. Again, each one of the activities we offer falls into one of these categories, but if you want more information about the specific activities that we do, please visit our main website and the program of studies. And if I can be of any help, any question at all, please email me. Thank you. Next up is Ms. Gina Heineman, and she will be talking to you about science.
Good evening. It's so great to see a room full of parents here that are supporting their students. I'm Gina Heineman. I'm the science supervisor here at Watchung Hills. And one of the things that we've heard throughout the night is the fact that we are really trying to teach our children how to think. And whether it's social studies or math or art or science, we're really trying to make sure that our students are leaving here with a very strong foundation in critical thinking skills. So tonight, as you can see, when they come to here for freshman year, they will be taking biology, and they have an introduction to science concepts using phenomena. So when the students come in, we provide them with a phenomena, and we ask them, what do you think? What do you wonder? What questions do you have? And we really try to get them talking about something that they see in their everyday lives, and then get that phenomena to tie into what they're learning in class. We are really encouraging them to ask questions, to plan and conduct investigations. The 2 pictures over to the right were actually my students. They conducted 2 investigations these are two of the investigations that they conducted this year, where they were given a prompt and they had to kind of design and plan out their own investigation. They were able to test it, gather data, and then present that data in class. In the first picture, I couldn't help but include this one. This is from forensics, which is an elective that they can take when they are juniors and seniors, where there's actually a pickle person that went through some sort of trauma, and the students have to go through and try and identify what happened to that pickle, like what happened to it. And the kids just absolutely love that kind of hands-on experience. We're also teaching them to analyze and interpret data, which is an important skill for them to have, especially when we have students that are interested in research. It prepares them for when they're ready to do research over the summer or when they're in college. We also develop and use models to explain scientific principles, and this is really where the learning is seen and heard, because the students are presenting what they've learned in a model situation and sharing it with their peers, and then their peers can provide feedback. It's been a really tremendous amount of work to get teachers on board over the past couple of years with our next generation science standards, and it's really showing a lot of growth with our students. And then engagement and argument from evidence, which we saw in social studies. If the students are going to make a claim, then the question is, what's your evidence to support it? All ninth grade students will be scheduled for biology. We have CPA and honors, just like the other courses. And our 8th grade teachers have really done a really nice job of appropriately recommending our students. Our students have found a good amount of success in their placement. And again, they might start off in an A, and then within the month they might be recommended to, you know what, they can really handle honors, and we have that ability to kind of change them once they get here. So the placement criteria is our current 8th grade science teacher recommendations and their academic performance. The requirement for graduation is 3 years of science. 1 year has to be biology. The other 2 years can be chemistry, environmental science, or physics, and an additional laboratory inquiry-based science. So students have to take 3. We encourage them to take biology, chemistry, and physics, and then they have their option if they wanted to take a 4th year of science. Another important note, they just took the New Jersey Student Learning Assessment in 8th grade, and they will take that again in 11th grade. Here are science and engineering electives. The first 3 are our electives for our 9th grade students. We have Introduction to Engineering Design, Robotics, and CAD Architecture. And the students have a choice of which one they would like to take. And then we have a lot more electives available for them as they become upperclassmen. And we have a lot of opportunity for students to get advanced placement classes in biology, chemistry, environmental science. We have AP Physics C, and we just added AP Physics 1 this year. Again, I'm Gina Heineman. I'm the Supervisor of Science here, and it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Mike D'Alessio, Supervisor of Math, Business and Assessment.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out this evening. It's Michael D'Alessio. I'm the Director of Mathematics, Business, and Assessment at the high school. And first, I'm going to talk about the mathematics department. And at Watchung Hills, mathematics proficiency goes beyond the state standards through our strong curriculum that goes beyond what the state of New Jersey requires. We also use technology in the classroom, and our students do math and explain math. The little diagram on the right side indicates really the mantra that our department has, that we feel that success in the math department for students comes between student, teacher, and parent. So we always encourage our parents and students to reach out to their teachers, specifically at the beginning of the school year, develop that relationship so that when you have questions, you can get those answered and help the students along through that freshman year. This is a little schematic of our course offerings, and those offerings all depend on where you come in the sequence, just like you saw with all the other departments. If you've come in the 8th grade, currently if your son or daughter is taking pre-algebra. They're going to come in and take Algebra 1 and then go through the process of geometry, Algebra 2, pre-calculus, and calculus. Some students are already taking geometry at the 8th grade level, so they're going to have already taken Algebra 1 and go right to Algebra 2. Some students are taking pre-algebra right now, and they'll be going for next year to geometry. We are making a slight change in our sequence next year, where students who are in pre-algebra will come to us and take geometry and then follow up with Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. We feel that's a better choice for some students who may be slightly weaker in math, that the Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 are closer to each other, and any lost content when you have geometry in the middle could be minimized this way. We do encourage all students to take 4 years of math. The state requirement is 3, but we do encourage students to take 4. Students begin the sequence, as it says, according to their approved placement criteria. And again, all of this is on our webpage. As Mr. Comerford said, all of us have the course offerings there, so you can see that. We also have a strong computer science portion of the department. And for our computer science, you can come in at an introductory level. So if your student or your child has nothing about computer science, they can take our Foundations of Computer Science class, which is a half-year course, or they could take our Intro to Mobile Apps course, which is also a half-year. Those are 2 courses designed really for our 9th graders, perking their interest in the computer science field. And then from there, they can take some advanced computer science courses, including 2 AP courses, AP Computer Science Principles, which is a full-year course, AP Computer Science A, which is a strict coding course. We also have cybersecurity or intermediate applications of computer science. So over the past 10 years, this program has been built, and we encourage students who have never taken a computer science course to delve into these. And some students come to us really having a good background in computer science. So we have offerings for those students once they get into the high school also. So what is our placement criteria? Just like you heard from all the other supervisors this evening, it's based on how you're doing in the 8th grade. The 8th grade teacher is going to make a recommendation based on multiple factors, including academic performance. One thing that I will stress is Watchung Hills in general for all the departments does not recognize summer courses for advancement. So if you take a summer course, and some students do just to kind of get ahead and brush up on their skills, we are not allowed to give you credit for that. We do have a calculator policy at the high school, so when this presentation gets put up on the website, I would ask that you click this link, because one of the things you should do as the year ends, and I always tell this as a word of advice for our 8th grade parents, that the number 1 present you can get your son or daughter at graduation this year is a calculator, all right? And you're supposed to laugh at that. But that is the number 1 present. And in fact, I have different types of calculators you can purchase. Just go to Amazon and purchase one of those. They're going to need those for many things, including their science class, testing, of course, their math class here. So very important calculator policy. This is just an example of some of the courses that are in the department that are electives. Probability, advanced math, algebra 3, there's many of them. We do have AP statistics, AP calculus A, B, or BC. I already mentioned the AP computer science courses, which is computer science principles, or the computer science A. We have cybersecurity, so many courses on that computer science side. So the fun part of the mathematics department is that, like English, we are a tested subject in the state of New Jersey. So there is a testing requirement for graduation. I won't bore you with those details because 3 years from now you'll probably see my emails regarding this. But students currently at the high school level have to take tests in what's called the NJSLA, which is the New Jersey State Learning Assessment. based on the New Jersey State Learning Standards, the NJGPA, which is the 11th grade graduation requirement. There's also advanced placement testing and AccuPlacer, all of which I do at the high school, so you'll be seeing letters from me over the next 4 years regarding some of these. I also supervise a very robust business department at the high school. Our business department, business in New Jersey requires 5 credits of 21st century life, 21st century life and careers. In the junior year, all 11th graders are required to take a 2.5 credit course called Personal Finance. That is an online course here, so it's their first experience with keeping up with an online course. Students receive a syllabus, they receive a timeline, but they do work at their own pace. And it's the first time in their high school career they're going to see that. When they go off to college, I'm sure they'll be taking online courses where they'll have to pace their own time and so forth. So this is a good prelude to that, getting them used to something that they'll see at the college level. Our business electives is we have really 3 facets of business courses: our entrepreneurial and management courses, our technology business courses, and then our accounting, marketing, and economics courses. Many of these business courses are open to students in the 9th grade. We have a high subscription in courses such as sports and entertainment management, entrepreneurship, digital marketing, stock market investing. So a lot of our 9th graders come in and they take that first business course, and they can go through a sequence of different courses at the high school. We include that in Accounting 1 and Accounting 2, very traditional business courses. So there'll be, not only will students take the 2.5 credit Personal Finance in the junior year, you'll find that they'll probably take 1 or 2 other business courses at the high school. So that was actually it for my part of the presentation. Like I said, this will be posted online. Our next presenter is Mr. Bertelli. He likes to come up twice. You can see he's very outgoing, but he's up here again, and I was using his phone, so he gets to.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for bearing with us for our technical difficulties. I am up here to talk to you about our co-curricular activities. One of our programs at the school that we are very proud of. We have over 65, as the video mentioned earlier, 65 clubs in the school for children, our students to explore. They are in various areas of concentration: social justice, student government, computer science. We have a junior statesman club. The robotics team is hard at work in the robotics lab right now as we speak, building the robot for the first robotics competition. We have one club, the marching band, that starts before school starts. And I'm going to use that as an example of the experience that usually by the end of the 4 years here, the friends and social kind of connections that the students make usually come out of the clubs here at the school. The marching band in particular, the students come about 3 weeks before school starts. They get together, they do bonding activities, team building activities, they're learning the drill, they are competing together, and these are students who, you know, in June did not know each other, and now before the high school even starts, they can enter the school and have people that they know and can acknowledge and make them feel safe and part of a team. There's a lot to explore in the clubs. What you should know, what you should tell your students is to just try things out. There is no club that we offer that requires students to join and stay there for the rest of their 4 years, okay? I kind of advise freshmen to kind of grab some Google Classroom codes, check out what the clubs are doing on the Google Classroom, attend a few meetings here or there, and then by sophomore year, try to pick a couple clubs that you really want to make a difference and make an impact, in our school community. Lots to do, lots to offer, lots of experiences. Mr. D'Alessio is very proud of our award-winning math team. There are science bowls, there are history bowls, there's a Model UN, there's student government. There's so much to do to get active, and it builds the fabric of our school, and it's one of the things I'm most proud of, is because there is such a diverse abundance of experiences for the kids to try, and it's just preparing them and giving them authentic experiences for life after the high school. Encourage your students to come see me when they first come to Watchung Hills. If they don't know what club, or if they're kind of intimidated by joining a club, I'll be happy to show them the ropes or point them in the right direction. All of the clubs are on our school's website under co-curricular, and I hope to see your kids active in our clubs in the future. Thank you very much. And from here on out, I'm going to introduce Mr. Jason Sabino, everybody's favorite school counselor.
Thank you, Mr. D'Alessio. Mr. Bertelli, sorry. I wanted to start off by, I see everybody taking some notes tonight, and it's understandable you're going to be taking notes to be prepared for all what's coming up for your child for the next 4 years. Again, I know there's some of you in the audience who this is your first year and your first child going through the process, and then this is also some of you have some children who've gone through, fortunately, Watchung Hills, and you know the successes that they'll have while they're here. The most important thing I just want to take away is, fortunately, you don't need a lot of visuals for the school counseling piece. There are going to be supports for your child throughout the process. I'm sure you know now, if you've been fortunate to get to know your child's 8th grade school counselor, who has been a great support for you, and your child, hopefully, as they've been in the elementary and the middle schools. They're going to continue to have that multi-tiered support of professionals when they come to the high school. Fortunately, we are a bit larger of an animal up here, as I'll say, so we do have a range of additional supports for students. As you know, everybody knows and familiar with, over the last several years and prior, there's been a range of needs for students to have supports. So students come down at the high school level to see their counselor, as you would imagine, for a diverse range of reasons, and we are here and provide support for all students on all caseloads. So if your child is taking the most advanced level courses that you have to offer as they come in, or they're building up over the first few years into those courses of interest, that we're going to be here to support them. They're going to have the academic support that they need so that they can be advised of what they're coming into, and then again planning out what they're going to do over the years they're here, not only in their core content areas as been discussed tonight, but also in those diverse offerings that we have. I think that the initial video that Mr. Libero put together there that spoke and showed you that little window into all the amazing offerings that we have in addition to the core content areas really is just the tip of the iceberg. If you're fortunate to come around the building, and your students will have the benefit of coming through here, they'll have a chance to really see and explore things. I can say from doing this for a while, there's the value of doing things, and seeing things that they know they're definitely going to want to build on. So maybe they want to take some of the Project Lead the Way courses that we offer here in the areas of engineering and continue to build upon that over their 4 years. But I would also argue there's value in taking a course and discovering, yeah, this was interesting, I got something out of this, but this is not the area I want to pursue for my post-secondary or after high school. That's the benefit, in my opinion, of a comprehensive high school and a one like Watchung Hills here that is able to offer such a diverse spectrum of courses. So again, tonight, takeaways I just wanted for you from where I stand is to make sure our students our professional school counselors are going to be able to support your child in areas of academic support. Obviously, there's some students who do need some more support with the transition to high school. We're going to be able to provide you with support on exploring the co-curricular offerings. Of course, Mr. Bertelli is very available, and many of the students know him, and they know all the club advisors. But if they need some additional support and guidance as well on what they're going to be exploring and how they're going to prioritize the many things they're looking to get involved in, that's what the school counselor can step in and kind of help them to prioritize, navigate in a healthy way. Additionally, there will be a lot that's posted, you'll see on the website, but also through the school counselors sharing directly with you and their students on their caseloads about enrichment opportunities in the summer, what's going on during the school year, and then of course things as it gets closer to them planning for their post-secondary options after they graduate from here. We do additionally, from addition to the school counselors in the high school, we do have 2 student assistance counselors, Ms. G and Mr. Rice, who your children may get to know. They do some presentations in the classrooms to kind of present on the additional support they can provide. And on top of that, we have a relationship with Rutgers school-based clinicians who are also in the building to provide more clinical support when needed and appropriate for students. They do not take over in regards to if your child has any outside support, but it is another layer of support in the building for students who need it. They will also be providing in May, and if you could just keep a lookout for, and of course we'll be sending it to you in your inboxes, we'll be having a May presentation from Rutgers on healthy strategies to support students transition to high school. And then in the summer, they've been offering each year a week of having your child come into the building and just getting acclimated with the building and learning again these strategies about having a healthy start to high school. You know, things that might sound obvious like time management skills and just kind of healthy ways to prioritize the stress of academic demands, and also the benefit of being in the building, getting to know some other students who they may not already have known from their descending schools they're coming to, and it's just a nice program to kind of ease the transition into high school. As was mentioned, there's going to be a lot of information coming out, and we'll continue to be sending information to you throughout this process. So I don't want you to feel like you have to take all the notes now, and we'll see you in September. Of course, you'll be getting updates in February with letters to you about, again, reminding you to navigate and look at the program of studies with your child. The 8th grade counselors will be working with your teachers in 8th grade to help make sure they make the best recommendations to start your child's time here at the high school, and that'll be an opportunity for you to get that information again in mid-February is when that information will be coming out to you. I know Mr. Flacker will be coming up next, our 9th grade vice principal, and he'll be speaking a bit more about the transition supports that are available to your child coming up to the high school. Again, this is a bit of a review of what the offerings are and what, like a little snapshot of what a schedule may look like for your child coming into high school, but it's just one model of what it may look like, and we'll be speaking to you further over the next few weeks as we help support you in transitioning to the high school. If there's anything I can do to support you directly, again, my name is Jason Sabino, and I'm the director here, and you can feel free to reach out to me at any time. Without further ado, I'll pass it over to Mr. Flacker.
Good evening. Thank you. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. So thank you for your attention all this time. We just have a couple more things to talk about. So the first thing I wanted to do is introduce myself. I'm Jim Flacker. I'm the vice principal for 9th grade students. So one of my responsibilities is to help and plan the transition from 8th grade to 9th grade. So we have this event where we get to introduce ourselves to parents and guardians, but we have a few other events that we're looking forward to. In the spring, this year it's going to be on April 24th. Those dates will be published and sent out to you if you don't have taken notes now. But we'll get that out to you. We have the 8th grade orientation, we call it. Our students, your children will come here. We have a really nice event planned for them. Every year we have current students for them to ask questions. We do a club fair where they get to meet the leaders of various clubs and the athletic teams. They can meet the coaches and captains from the athletic teams. So that's on April 24th this year, and that'll be we call it the 8th grade orientation. We'll offer tours throughout the summer. Those dates will be published on our website. You can find it on the 8th grade transition page on the website. We have our peer leaders, juniors and seniors in the school. They come in, volunteer time over the summer to give tours for incoming ninth graders. They'll get a chance to maybe see their schedules, see their classrooms that they'll be taking their classes in. Those dates will be published before the summer starts, but we really need to get a handle of all the building maintenance and everything that happens over the summer before we can give you those dates. And then the culmination of our transition program is the ninth grade orientation. This year it's going to be August 28th. It's always the day before school starts. So the first day of school next year is August 29th, first day of ninth grade. So on the 28th they'll come. We actually provide transportation. They get to practice their bus routes. They'll walk through an abbreviated schedule. They'll meet their teachers and meet some peer leaders and find out everything they need to know to get started here. So I know, it could be intimidating. It seems like a huge building. There's all these people you've never met telling you all about the programs and everything. We have a tremendous number of courses and electives and to navigate and to figure out what to sign up for. But really, that's the benefit of having such a large building. If there's one takeaway from our message tonight, it's that yes, it's a big and intimidating building, but we have so many things to offer, so many different ways for your children to find their passions and to figure out what it is that they like to do and want to do and study, and all the potential for problem solving, and it's really exciting time. So whether they're interested in culinary arts, woodshop, all those great electives you saw, robotics, genetics, there's so many different ways for them to find their path. This is truly what we believe it is to become a warrior. So today's, as they learn and adjust to discover what it is to be a warrior. I'd like to introduce Miss Mary Ellen Fallon. She's our Director of Curriculum and Studies.
And the best news is good orders. No joke, this was a 5-page diatribe, and I put it into ChatGPT, so I always give credit where credit's due. Unfortunately, there were a lot of grammar errors, so I had to take it back and add to it. So, close your eyes, think about the cherub that's home, waiting anxiously for you to arrive to see whether or not you like the high school. Encouraging safe high school exploration, as you've heard tonight, is a delicate art. I like to think it's akin to guiding a ship through uncharted waters. I'm a parent of 5 children. As parents, how can you help your adolescents? You can help them unfurl their sails of curiosity while also anchoring them in your core family values. Remember, over the next 4 years, your children will transform into young adults. They will grow in wisdom, they will grow in social and emotional skills. Tonight, I hope you understood that you heard from many committed administrators. I realize, looking around, some of your heads are spinning. Some of you wish you could leave your jobs and come back to high school. I know many of your kids are waiting up to hear your impressions, so I will be brief. As Bill opened this evening's presentation with the video, I will try to close it with a few final remarks. At Watchung Hills, we try to get better every year. It's nice to see familiar faces. Some of you are giving us your first child, your only child, and some of you are giving us your last child. We say thank you to all of you. At Watchung Hills, we try to get better because we value feedback and we value difficult conversations because they promote growth for your children. So here are 5 tenets that I tried to summarize looking at all the presentations from the subject supervisors, the director of counseling, and the wonderful principal and vice principal that your children are fortunate to meet in August. So first of all, we take safety seriously, and it requires physical, emotional, and intellectual boundaries. Here at Watchung Hills, curiosity is valued. To us, questions are a sign of engagement and interest. Mistakes will occur. They sometimes should even be celebrated. Critical thinking and compassion are skills students will practice and rely on way beyond graduation. And finally, courage, commitment, and cultural acceptance can all be taught. You can model through your own behaviors. Do not be afraid of sharing your own awe of the world, including the ineffable and also the unexplainable. AI may be transforming every facet of our lives, including the way we teach and learn, and your kids may join professions that do not yet exist, and their peers may take on a power of their own. However, one thing I know for sure, and teenagers may never tell you, your kids will always benefit from your love and support, but not always your opinion. Remember, as parents, teachers, and administrators, our role varies contingent on the subject and situation before us. Most problems are solved here by modeling compassion and judgment. Over the next 4 years, prepare to both be a lighthouse and a lifeboat for your child or children. Working together, we try to illuminate their path, but remember, your students are not going to experience high school the way you did or the way their siblings did, even if you are a Watchung Hills graduate. If tonight is your first time at sea and the shore appears too rocky or the waves too fierce, please count on the fact that you have an experienced group of sailors with you who also have multiple size tubes, individualized shaped lifeboats. We will prevent them from drowning. When and if necessary, remember that your children will touch the sky. Many do by graduation, and be sure to celebrate their flight, knowing in your hearts you were their first wind. Thank you very much. Good night. Get home safely. And everything will be posted on the website.